Thanks. NBC News analyst Clint Van Zandt is a former FBI profiler. Clint, good morning. Good to see you.
Hi, Matt.
He doesn't fit the profile. He's twice as old as the average mass shooter. His brother said he didn't have the extreme political or religious views. There weren't drug and alcohol problems, no criminal history. How do you get your arms around this guy?
Well, this is one of the challenges. I mean, we have profiles that take the average. If the average mass shooter is 35 years old, this guy's 30 years older. But he doesn't have the normal girlfriend problems, health problems, job problems. We don't know of any significant money problems. His brother says he's a 2 times over millionaire. So all of the normal indicators that we would usually see where people 2 or 3 days later, they go, aha, now I understand. I know what was going on in this guy's life. We don't know, Matt, but what we do know is the one person closest to him was his this girlfriend who was, as of yesterday, in Tokyo. Well, hopefully she's on her way back to the States. The FBI may have interviewed her overseas already. She's the one that's going to say, you know, I saw those 30 or 40 guns in the house, and I said, what are you going to do with these? And he answered me as follows. That's hopefully where the key's going to be, because the family and nobody close to him has given us that information.
Clint, a lot of people are wondering, like, was this guy insane? But let's talk about what was going on in his hotel room, right? He stockpiled a bunch of weapons in there. He had 2 shooting locations. He had 2 tripods. Some of those semi-automatic weapons were turned into automatic weapons. Is this an insane person, or is this somebody who is a driven killer, do you think?
Well, I don't think there's any evidence of insanity, but wait, you'd say, Clint, somebody's got to be crazy to do something like that. And I agree with you as far as what he actually did, but how he showed himself every day, the face that you saw. Look, this took a lot of planning. He had to have 10, 12 suitcases. He had to haul all those guns and ammunition up. We're told himself. We're told he didn't let anybody else touch these gun cases. We're told his car is still parked in the parking lot of the hotel. He came up 3 days in advance. Hoda, every day he had the opportunity to look out that window and look down at that venue and say, okay, not today, but maybe tomorrow. Not today, maybe tomorrow. Well, when he got to the last day of that conference, he had made up his mind. He set up these 2 fields of fire. He had multiple weapons. He converted them so they functioned almost like fully automatic weapons. This was a man who had a fully prepared murder and suicide plan. He had no plan to get away. He didn't plan to get away. He planned for murder and chaos and death, not only those down below, but himself. We're trying to find out the reason why. So next time, the next guy like this who stands up, maybe we know a little bit more. Maybe we can get in front of him instead of behind him like we are here.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.